Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. Today I'm going to be checking out Conor McGregor for the first time. I've seen highlights of fights that Conor McGregor has fought. I also watched the fights between he and Mayweather because I hated Mayweather that time. I wanted Conor McGregor to beat the shit out of him, but that didn't happen. But I've not really watched that much of him, and I'm really looking forward to checking this guy out for the first time. I heard that he's a very charismatic guy. He's very, very funny. He's very, very troublesome sometimes, or most times. I don't know. Anyhow you want to look at it, but this should be fun. Let's get right into it.
He hails from Dublin, Ireland. Here is notorious Conor McGregor.
The sport of MMA has introduced us to many great warriors, but none quite like the notorious Conor McGregor.
Woo! If you want to look at a man who has clawed his way, fought with every ounce of his being to get to where he is, you're looking at him right here.
That is crazy. That means he came from a very poor background.
Born in Dublin, Ireland in 1988.
Growing up where I'm from, there's two things you were known for. You were either good at playing football or you could fight.
He trained at the local boxing club, winning the amateur Dublin boxing crown.
But then I met a guy who was doing jiu-jitsu. Tom Egan, his name was.
Tom Egan, John Kavanagh and Conor. When the three of those people collided,
I've heard that name
knew
before.
It was going to be
Tom Heaton or John Heaton. I've heard that name before.
success.
John showed us a different approach to combat sport, a different way of thinking.
The life of an MMA fighter is not a glamorous one, fighting in front of small crowds for little pay, in hopes of someday breaking into the mainstream.
I told them by the time I'm 25 years of age, I will be a self-made millionaire through this game. And my father laughed in my face at that time.
For most,
Wow.
the career is short-lived.
The guy is very
and
confident,
often
though.
doesn't end on the
I've seen interviews of him. The guy is so fucking confident. He's so confident. And you need that kind of confidence to come from where he was to get to where he is. And I know some people don't like him. I know some people hate him. Some people think he's arrogant. But every time, at least the little I've seen of him, I've really been impressed. So let me see whether this video is going to confirm what I think about him.
fighter's terms.
Yeah, because the Irish thing is to get into a trade straight away. I was no different. As soon as I finished school, I was always getting pestered. What are you doing with your life? You're doing this, doing that.
And then we're going to be a plumber, I'm sure.
Yeah.
Like I heard you were working 12-hour days,
Yeah.
like driving 2 hours one way.
Yeah,
And
yeah, you know, I was on them building sites cold and damp, and I was like, that was not me.
Someone has to do it, though. Someone has to do it. I do understand people look down on these jobs, but if nobody does it, we are all going to die in this world. So someone has to do it.
Conor chose to commit to a future in fighting, one that his parents scoffed at.
I'm sure they are proud now.
From the start, Conor flashed the personality that would endear him to millions of fans around the world.
As far as my family were concerned, as far as my mother and father were concerned, I left what was a safety net of a trade as a plumber to pursue a career in fighting. As far as they were concerned, I was just getting into a cage and fighting with some other guy. They didn't know nothing about it. No one did, really. But I knew. You know what I mean? I knew.
I just saw the other day, I think you were the fifth most recognized athlete on earth.
They must have miscounted. I'd say I'm number one in athletes, personally.
What he lacked in skill and experience, he made up for in tenacity and ferociousness.
Mixed martial arts is basically the purest form of unarmed combat known to man. It involves all disciplines, all combat disciplines: boxing, kickboxing, wrestling, taekwondo, karate, jiu-jitsu. It's just a pure combat.
Conor would face off against unbeaten top 10 European fighter Joseph Duffy.
They were both quick. I was learning my craft, figuring it out.
Again, Conor's lack of experience showed.
That was a very sharp shot, but it looks like he could have got a fast submission.
I lost in 30 seconds to a knee bar, and I lost in 39 seconds to a head and arm.
He tapped him. That was a very, very fast submission there. He landed some good shots, split the eye of Joseph Duffy, but then got caught in a submission.
You learn your craft as you go. You face defeat like a champion. When he faces defeat, he puts his head down and grinds. He dedicates his entire life. That's what champions do. What got me to where I am is an insane work ethic. A lot of people think they can do what I do until it's time to do what I do.
Conor would take the lessons of defeat to heart and continue to remove any holes from his game.
If I could describe it to people, it's like entering a car crash. You're going into a car crash, the shins are bare, the feet are bare. You can strike with the elbows, the knees. It's a vicious, vicious game.
He would not lose another fight for 9 years.
Damn! Damn!
2 hits of the gavel, and that was it. It was over.
No wonder he was popular.
Ferocious power.
His style was tactical aggression, a relentless, crowd-pleasing assault of unconventional kicks and precision targeting.
For your winner by TKO victory from Dublin, Ireland, notorious Conor McGregor!
That's my 10th MMA win. 8 of those are first round TKOs and KOs. All my wins are by knockout. Give me the belt. Give me the belt.
For the CWFC Featherweight Championship of the World, from Dublin, Ireland, here is notorious Conor McGregor.
Do you think you really earned the shot at a bona fide world title? And he answered back, yes. How many people do I need to knock out?
The main thing to succeed in this game is to either be me or fight me. Everything else is peanuts.
Read through the rules. Listen to one thing. Listen.
3 rounds for the featherweight strap.
Boom, perfect timing.
Conor McGregor in the grey, Dave Hill in the white.
Well, McGregor is going to be so fired up here, I think you could probably hit him with a truck, and he'd keep coming.
Good head kick.
One of the things I'm blessed with, I have many shots in my arsenal. I have many moves. I can box, I can kick. I have many different weapons in my arsenal.
Oh, lovely jumping switch knee from Conor McGregor. The variation started to come.
Woo!
Moving to the back. Is this going to be his first ever submission victory?
There it is. It is all over. Notorious Conor McGregor is victorious. Here in Cage Warriors, he wins the featherweight belt.
I have never seen anything like
some
this.
Extreme scenes here in Dublin as we are showered with celebrations.
Now the first Irish-born fighter in MMA history to win a world title in his hometown of Dublin, Ireland, the new featherweight champion of the world, the notorious Conor
McGregor.
Completely out of it! What a spectacular knockout!
What a performance!
Against a very seasoned opponent.
He would win Cage Warrior titles at both lightweight and featherweight. the first European to ever do it.
As obviously Fury on, and you have said that your goal is to get into the bigger organisation. Do you think the call is?
Yeah, I'd hope so. Yeah.
Next fight will be.
I don't know. We'll see what happens. You know what I mean? Just keep positive and again keep believing, keep training. Eventually, you put in the performances, you put in the work, you put in the hours, and the UFC brass take note, and then you get the call up to the big show.
The success and personality of McGregor caught the eye of UFC president Dana White.
Wow.
The UFC is the premier organisation. It's number one. There is no other organisation where you can make a sustainable living.
Conor was tapped by the UFC to fight Marcus Brimage. His dream was coming true.
It was one of the rare occasions that I felt a little bit nervous. You know, it's his first time. And I remember like holding the banner over, and he walked over to me to ask for a little sip of water. He took a sip of water, handed it back. He said, "I feel no different. It's just another day at the gym."
Marcus Brimage, Conor McGregor, and here we go. Out of Conor's 12 wins, 11 are knockouts. An uppercut there, Kenny.
Woo! Woo!
Game over!
Woo! Blood.
Intruder destroyed. Intruder destroyed.
The knockout would net McGregor a $60,000 bonus.
Just last week I was collecting the social welfare, you know what I mean? I'm not out there.
Conor McGregor's energy and personality are as gripping as some of his mixed martial art holds. The Dublin native's popularity exploded in this country last year with his MMA feats, and that has led him to being the most searched sports personality on Google in Ireland throughout 2013.
Ladies and gentlemen, this fight is 3 rounds in the UFC featherweight division.
Conor's just so relaxed in there. I mean, it's amazing. This is his second UFC fight, very high profile. And look how calm he is in there.
His style was tactical aggression, a relentless, crowd-pleasing assault of unconventional kicks and precision targeting.
Throws with no wind-up. You see he's throwing these kicks. There's no switch. There's no step. Look at this wild stuff. Jumping switch kick.
With a dominant performance here tonight in Boston against Max Holloway.
Declaring the winner by unanimous decision, the notorious Conor McGregor.
Okay, man. Did you hear that? That's not normal, man. It's crazy.
I don't think anybody realised it would be such a big event. We did a 8-page pullout that week.
Star-spangled
doing that for MMA.
Star-spangled banner.
Just like any sport, personality makes stars, and Conor McGregor certainly has plenty of star power.
It wasn't long before the UFC put Conor on pay-per-view.
Fans, this is the main event of the evening!
Do you think it's going to take you long?
I don't see him getting out of the first round, to be honest.
Okay.
There he is. He's not the best looking guy. I'm not, you know what I mean? But I wanted a better looking opponent, but it is what it is.
McGregor. Oh, he's kind of just in range.
Just time for McGregor. This could be it.
It's all over. Conor McGregor is victorious. The crowd go absolutely wild.
Declaring the winner by TKO, the notorious Conor McGregor.
It was a clean sweep for the Irish. I said it last year. We're not here just to take part. We're here to take over.
Wow.
Representing his country. I've spoken about Dustin's weirdly shaped head. He has a P-shaped head.
His bold trash talk and over-the-top antics made him stand out among a crowd of exceptional athletes.
That's not going to be good. You know, I'm going to crack him with a jab, and he's going to wobble, and I'm going to put him away early. It's going to be a first-round KO. Mark my words.
His ability to back up that trash talk with results would make him a global icon.
I mean, really, he was a global icon. I didn't know I didn't used to follow this sport at all. But if there was two people I knew, it was Conor McGregor and Ronda Rousey. I didn't know any other set of people in this sport at all. It was later and started hearing even Israel Adesanya, who is a Nigerian person. I should have known him earlier. You know, things like that. It's crazy.
It is. It's personal and it's business. It's a grudge match. I don't like this guy.
Ladies and gentlemen, the fight is 3 rounds in the UFC featherweight division.
I thought he wasn't getting in my head, and he might have been. You know, looking back at it now, I don't know. I wanted to hurt him. I was aggravated and mad all the time. You know.
Don't get me wrong. I like the kid. He's a quiet little hillbilly from the back ass of nowhere. You know, I have nothing against the guy. You know what I mean? I'm sure he grew up in a circus or a fair. You know, he's a nice little kid. His cousin's probably named Cletus or something. I don't know. He's a nice kid.
A lot of times I would find myself like being angry at him or thinking about him. You know, I'm not fighting.
Man, they have been on each other's.
He got into his head, definitely. I mean, you just can't be angry about someone that you're supposed to fight against. You're supposed to be tactical. You're supposed to plan it, not just going in angry. So let's see the fight.
Nerves for weeks. 90 seconds in. Right in front.
He's talking to him. Oh,
yeah. Hands at his hips.
It clipped him right behind the ear.
Woo!
The real deal, ladies and gentlemen. Make no mistake about it. Conor McGregor is for real.
An entire country is standing on their feet right now.
And he really did just make it look easy. He said he would make it look easy. He made it look easy. That's the real deal.
He said, first round.
It's a fine line between charisma and obnoxious boasting. One McGregor seemed to walk effortlessly. He has an indescribable quality that makes him the biggest draw in the sport.
Wow!
Man!
That was cute.
Conor McGregor. Dennis Seaver.
See how calm Seaver is through the whole thing. Stare down. It's one of the reasons that makes him. Dennis Seaver is getting busted up. Conor McGregor, who's making a very strong argument that he is as special as he says he is.
Woo! Damn.
The angles that McGregor is able to utilize are outstanding.
This fight is seconds away from being stopped.
Woo!
That's it.
Here it is on that level. Conor McGregor stops Dennis Seaver.
Was McGregor tore over the top of the cage, went right down into the front row, got right in Aldo's face. Aldo looked at him and smiled.
Aldo's enjoying this. This is awesome.
His resting heartbeat never changed at all.
Oh, he's got a beautiful smile on his face. He knows he's going to make a lot of money with that kid.
Yeah, and I go home now. I'm eager to get home to my island as well.
Your island? You mean Ireland? Yeah, it's mine.
My island.
You can't walk down the street now, anywhere in Ireland, without being known.
So, of course, very disappointing to hear of Jose's injury, the pound-for-pound #1. Everyone wanted to see that fight. A lot of drive behind
With
it.
5 UFC victories,
Man, see island flags everywhere.
To battle Jose Aldo.
145 for Mr. McGregor!
But Aldo was injured in the lead-up to the fight.
When I look at Conor, I see dollar signs in my bank account. You know, Conor, I match up horrible for this guy. Conor, do you know what wrestling is?
I can rest my balls on your forehead.
So instead, Conor was pitted against Chad Mendes, a world-class grappler, for the interim world title.
Although we are known as the Fighting Irish, in boxing terms, we have a rich history in boxing, but not in mixed martial arts. True fighting, a full fight. We had zero history, zero impact. But where I come from, we're not supposed to climb to these heights. We're told that. It's instilled in us. And I wanted to break that mold and paved the way, opened up paths. Now my nation's flag is on the UFC belt. They released the new belt.
The questions remained. Could Conor's flashy and dynamic striking style hold up against a wrestler of Mendes' caliber? Mendes tested Conor early.
Woo! This Mendes is fighting like Habib. He's fighting like Habib. Habib was always the grab blue. Just from the video I watched, the last video I watched, grabbing your legs all the time. This guy is like, so that means the difference between wrestlers and hitters. So Conor McGregor is clearly like a hitter kind of guy. This guy is a wrestler. Habib is a wrestler kind of guy. And Habib was on cheat code. The guy was fighting bears, for God's sake. But this is going to be interesting. Let's see how this fight goes.
Taking him down multiple times in the first round and opening a cut over the Irishman's eye.
Woo! Yay! He managed to stand up.
McGregor can take a punch. He sure can. He also holds his hands really low.
McGregor not only persevered, he retaliated. Mendes had taken his best shot on the ground, but McGregor escaped.
If you're in the game, make sure you're in it all the way, all in with it, and then that game will be your game.
Boom, perfect timing.
It's Tyson.
I'm only young, Tony, you know, I'm still learning the game.
Yeah.
And I don't claim to know it all.
Woo!
But what I do know, I know it damn well, you know, and I'm continuing to learn.
He had to dodge that. That would have been ending. Woo! Yay!
Champion of the world, the notorious Conor McGregor!
There's very few human beings that will ever get to feel the love and support that you have from the people of Ireland. It's humbled me. I'm blown away. I've never seen anything like it in my life.
The gold belt is what I want. The 2 gold belts.
Can you imagine that feeling when the whole country, your whole country adores you? I mean, I'm a Nigerian. Even though our country is trash in terms of governance and all the other things, if I were doing something that my whole country, everybody, a country that is so diverse when it comes to tribes, people with so many different cultures inside the same country, if all of them were to come together and adore me this way, I'll probably be on cloud 9. Like, I mean, just take me. I can die. I can actually die and be a happy man.
I was a 2-weight world champion in the previous organization. Now I'm on the big stage at the UFC. I want that featherweight belt and I want that lightweight belt.
There's no doubt that this is the biggest featherweight matchup ever in history.
The dream fight against Aldo was finally on.
That was the first time that anybody ever really disrespected Aldo. Because Aldo was the man for so long.
Aldo hadn't been beaten in over a decade.
This is the main event.
So long.
Aldo hadn't been beaten in over a decade.
This is the main event of the
It would be the largest event in UFC history.
Conor McGregor!
Until his fight with Habib.
I thought Aldo was gonna win. Back then we didn't know much about Conor, I feel like, at that point, you know.
Undisputed UFC featherweight champion of the world, Jose Aldo Jr.
Here we go!
Let's see.
And Jose
This
Aldo
guy
is a
looks
perfect
formidable.
example. Aldo was so out of composure. Aldo charged at him.
Whoa! 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 That was fast.
My God. Unbelievable. The first punch he threw.
The stunning knockout was a statement win for Conor, who was
Let me see that again. What the hell?
Aldo charged at him.
Whoa! 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 Man.
Unbelievable! Oh my God! Unbelievable! The first punch he threw.
The stunning knockout was a statement win for Conor, who was now unquestionably the face of the UFC.
I change your bum life. You fight me, it's a celebration.
I'll beat you.
When you sign to fight me, it's a celebration. You ring back home, you ring your wife. Baby, we done it. We're rich, baby. Conor McGregor made us rich. Take out the red panties. We're rich,
What
baby.
I can say about Conor is it's made him wealthy very quickly. It's made him talked about more than maybe any other fighter in the UFC right now.
You know, I don't have a problem with Conor. Even though I didn't do much talking, I tried to have my actions do my talking for me in the octagon. But when you listen to the guy, he's actually pretty smart.
You're a star amongst stars now, Conor.
For the first time in his career, Conor would move up 2 weight classes to 170 in order to face off with Nate Diaz.
Conor McGregor was scheduled to fight lightweight champion Rafael Dos Anjos March 5th in Vegas until Dos Anjos withdrew from the bout.
You know, I've been beating the drum all week about I don't like him fighting at 170. You know, he'll probably come in at 167.
Conor weighed 169. That's what he weighed when he weighed in. That's what he weighed during the fight.
And they want him to fight at 55. He goes, no, I can be at 70. Let me do 70.
Nate weighed probably around 190.
Nate Diaz! Conor McGregor! Fight scheduled for 5 minutes.
At the end of the day, when you see all these professional fights, the fact that people take weight very seriously shows you that when someone is bigger than you, they have an advantage. No matter how good you are at fighting, they have an advantage. So, just as an advice, if someone that's bigger than you tries to, fight you, you can't go face to face with him. You have to, use weapons. Yeah.
Well, he's most certainly the biggest star in MMA, and by a long shot. What he's been able to do in such a short period of time has been nothing short of magnificent.
Whether Conor's knockout power would transfer to the higher weight division was the question.
Conor the aggressor here early.
Conor came out in round 1 the way he always did.
Conor's busting Nate up.
He dominated the action and bloodied Diaz.
1 in the books. Let's show them another round. There we go. Full recovery.
Like he hit Nate with some of his best shots, and Nate was fine with it.
He heard him. He heard him with that left.
Conor was already fatigued.
Oh, he got him with the good one there. He tagged him. He heard him.
Damn. Woo!
That landed on McGregor's chin. Diaz trying to finish with a submission. He got it. Could he do it?
Diaz battered and submitted McGregor.
See blood, Jesus. That is why you don't fight above your weight class. Seriously. Like I just said, you can't fight against your weight class. I know people always say, you are a man. Look, at the end of the day, if someone is 250 pounds, okay, let's say someone is 200 pounds and you're 150 pounds. What can you really do? Really? I mean, you can have all the skills you want to have, except you are just so good at the skills, but the probability of you losing is so high, and your margin of error is so small. Your margin of error is so small in that situation. So, I don't know. Like, no.
Watching Nate beat him up on the ground and then choke him, I was like, ooh.
It was the first loss of his UFC career and ended his 15-fight win streak.
Describe the emotions after a loss like that.
You know, it stings real bad, but this is the fight business. I've been on the end of many defeats in my life, and I've rose back, so I will not shy away from it.
Damn, look at his face.
For it. I will assess it and come back.
And it's headlined by the rematch between the notorious Conor McGregor and Nate Diaz.
Oh, a rematch.
Revenge, redemption, retribution. Prediction. He knows it. He knows it. Pain is the prediction. Pain.
The guy steps in, he loses to Diaz, right? Takes the Diaz fight on short notice. Oh, by the way, after a staph infection. Here's something a lot of people don't even know. He had a pretty significant staph infection. Was on antibiotics until like, I think 2 weeks before the fight. If you don't think that drains your gas tank, you never had a staph infection and you never had to take antibiotics.
Nothing external can defeat the internal. The only thing that can take someone down or break you down is internal.
Conor's training methods are anything but traditional.
Work hard, put in the time, you will succeed.
Man,
The
fighting game is crazy,
obsessive about it. He was going to do nothing else all day, every day, other than train.
Movement and balance are key components in the Irishman's regimen.
That hurts me just looking at it.
Despite many doubting Conor would win at the 170 welterweight level, Conor insisted on a rematch.
McGregor! Diaz!
Transcending weight classes is not something that other UFC fighters are even willing to try.
I wouldn't try it as well.
Here we go! Brutal leg kicks he's landing on Nate.
Conor started with relentless leg kicks. He was also much more controlled, clearly preserving his energy for later rounds.
I'll fight Nate at 70. I'll 45, sure, I'll murk Aldo in 13 seconds.
1-0 McGregor. Very different than the first round of their first fight. Did not blow himself out.
And I'll come to 55. Like, we've never seen this kind of creativity.
He's very calculated in this fight.
Oh, tag left. He heard him with that. Get back up.
He doesn't even try and knock him out. He's saying, stand up, I'm going to beat you well.
That's 2, Joe.
If he couldn't knock out Diaz, he would outskill him and take him the distance.
Conor looks perfect thus far.
Conor was breathing very heavy in between rounds, and we're moving in to round number 3.
Much more calculated in this fight, Joe, and still breathing heavy.
Yep.
Even the best laid plans often go afoul.
Conor is fading radically here. Nate is sensing Conor McGregor getting tired, and he's starting to put pressure on Conor. Defending in this kind of clinch battle is brutal and draining.
Final seconds of the round. Just trying to survive.
Wow. Huge round for Nate Diaz.
And this much anticipation for a fight. It's absolutely wonderful when the fight is like the one we're watching right now, Joe.
Man. Man, look at the blood on their faces, man. What the hell?
And again with the leg kick, a hard one.
bloody.
Staggered him there. Oh!
It was unbelievable.
Oh, beautiful counter by Conor.
I mean, nobody's planning to knock out anybody in this fight.
For the winner by majority decision, the notorious Conor McGregor!
The king is back.
Take a look around you. You got a lot of champions, a lot of grizzled vets. Who do you think would give you the heart of anybody on stage?
Right here. Who the is that guy? Who the is that?
Next, McGregor would drop back down to 155 to battle for the lightweight championship of the world against Eddie Alvarez.
Guys, it took an awful long time for the UFC to touch down in New York, and it comes down to Madison Square Garden. 3 title fights on the line, and Conor McGregor tonight, that's something nobody else has done, hold 2 title belts at the same time.
Here we go!
Well, it looked like Eddie, the moment he got hit, was like, what? You could see on his face, he was like, holy.
McGregor did not disappoint the New York fans. He dictated the action against Alvarez, smashing him repeatedly with precision shots from his left hand.
And then the accuracy of that combo that finally finished Eddie, that's what I think makes Conor so special, is his accuracy when he throws punches.
By winning 2 belts, he was now known as the champ.
Where the f is my second belt? I've already got this one. Where's the second one at? Shit. I just want to say from the bottom of my heart, I'd like to take this chance to apologize to absolutely nobody. The double champ doesn't he wants.
On the count of 3, I want everyone in this arena to scream at the top of your lungs, the Mayweathers. 1, 2, 3.
At the height of his superstardom, Conor capitalized by taking part in the most profitable fight in history.
Pay-per-view sales will likely be the largest ever. Mayweather, the overwhelming favorite, is eyeing a 200 to 300.
Do you know that I actually feel, if like, obviously at that time I didn't understand what was going on. I hated Mayweather that period, so I wanted Conor to beat the shit out of him. But thinking about it now, the more I learn about this whole sport, Mayweather was always going to win because this was boxing. Conor was an MMA guy, Mayweather was a boxer, and he's now going to fight in Mayweather's house, which is boxing. He couldn't use his legs, he couldn't grapple, he couldn't do any of that. It was always clearly only boxing. So to me, this was just a money grab, to be honest with you. I think even Conor didn't think was going to win this. I believe he didn't even think he was going to win this. It was basically a money grab, clearly. So I don't know. It's tough. It's really tough. But thinking about it now, it was always a money grab.
$100 million payday.
Earning over $100 million for the fight, Conor would try his hand at boxing.
The notorious Conor McGregor! Floyd of Money Mayweather!
The fight drew a ton of interest, as both Conor and Floyd were masters of the pre-fight hype game.
We're talking about $1 billion fight. We're talking about $1 billion fight.
Conor McGregor. So the biggest boxing fight I think in history just happened, what, a week ago?
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
But in reality, it was in fact more spectacle and less of an actual contest.
Yeah.
There was no real chance for a UFC fighter to outbox one of the greatest boxers ever. Just as there was no chance.
Like I said, it was just a money grab, to be honest. At the time, I was having hope, but thinking about it as I've been watching more boxing content, I've now understood that was just a bunch of bullshit.
Floyd could enter the octagon versus any professional UFC fighter and survive the first minute.
True.
In the end, both men made out like bandits.
I went in on his terms. I fought him under his rules. Originally, the promise was, I'll fight him his game. He fights me my game.
Yeah.
I haven't heard of him since.
With more money than any UFC fighter could ever hope to earn, Conor was now in a state of limbo. Why fight in the octagon again? Why risk the injury with little to gain?
His life is so chaotic. He's always filled with so many distractions.
Okay, Khabib.
Not good though. No. I mean, he literally might wind up in jail. It's entirely possible that New York's going to prosecute him.
All right.
He threw a dolly at a car. People get their eyes cut and face cut.
I just want to say I'm thankful to the DA and the judge for allowing me to move forward.
The fame and constant media presence began to affect McGregor.
Thank you for the support. Thank you.
His antics increasingly ramped up, resulting in legal troubles. After a very bitter and ugly back and forth with Khabib, the fight was set.
Tomorrow night, I'm gonna smash your boy, guys. I'm gonna smash your boy.
It was the
Russian accent is so cold, man. I'm gonna smash your boy. I'm going to smash your boy. I mean, Russian accent is great, man. When they speak English, it's crazy.
Highest purchase pay-per-view UFC fight ever. As the fans flocked to see if Conor could return from his absence and recapture the title he vacated. However, Khabib was a new beast, undefeated, no signs of a weakness in his game.
Woo! Damn. Yeah.
Conor was unable to stay on his feet, and on the ground, Khabib was in a class of his own. The defeat was made worse by the post-fight altercation, where Khabib jumped into the crowd and attacked Conor's trainer.
Look at him. Oh,
and now Khabib jumps the fence.
No.
Whoa! No! And he's going right at Dylan Dennis. Mayhem! Oh, no! That right hand, the wayward right hand from a teammate inside the octagon.
I don't see you understand this fight, to be honest. I watched it in the last video. I don't see you understand the fight.
Disgusting. There was two things disgusting. Khabib jumping out of the octagon and attacking Dylan Dennis was foolish. But Khabib's friends jumping into the octagon.
Wait. Dylan Dennis was Conor's trainer? Really? That is the guy fighting Logan Paul now? That is crazy, man.
Attacking Conor, who had no idea that they were there. Just jumped on him. It was completely cowardly.
With the loss, the legend of Conor seemed to be coming to a close. Many thought he'd never enter the octagon again. As his life spiraled from one misstep after another, his presence in the consciousness of the sport didn't fade. Conor would return.
I don't say naysayers because I'm not a Conor McGregor naysayer. I had Conor McGregor questions going into this fight.
Cowboy is a legend. He is as tough as they come.
Ladies and gentlemen.
But it's 36. So, I mean, I don't know why people don't always consider age. I'm in my early 30s now, and I can feel the difference in my body. When I do exercises, when I go to the gym, I can feel the difference compared to when I was in my early 20s. So this whole idea that someone at 36 is still great because he used to be great. I mean, I don't believe that.
This is the main event of
the evening.
You're talking about a guy who has the most fights in the UFC, the most finishes in the UFC, the most head kick knockouts in the UFC.
Doesn't matter. He's 36.
Conor stormed out and implemented the rarely used tactic of shoulder striking.
Get out of here with that.
Slammed his shoulder over and over in the Cowboys. And then Conor countered with a head kick.
The rest was just a formality.
40-second knockout by Conor McGregor over Donald Cerrone.
And then Conor hits him with pistons. He hits so hard. He broke his orbital bone.
Yeah.
Declaring the winner by TKO, the notorious Conor McGregor.
As a number of potential next matchups present themselves, one thing is for sure. Conor is still the biggest draw in the sport, and as long as he is fighting, he is the undisputed king of the UFC.
Nobody breathes. Wow, man, that was a very long one. That was great. That was incredible, man. This guy is a character. This guy is a real character, man. I cannot see why he was so marketable. He was so popular, even for someone like me that wasn't even following the sport. Most of the time, if you are someone that is, if you are someone that is not average in every way possible, you're always going to stand out. And he was not average. He was great at the fighting. And he was also great at marketing as well. So this was great. I hope you enjoyed the reaction. If you are Irish, how proud are you of Conor McGregor? I would like to know. I wish I was like this guy, being adored by my whole country. That would be like the pinnacle of life. No matter how you see your country, whether you think your country is not great enough, whatever. How I can personally feel that way about my own country. I think my country is trash. But the people in the country, if they were to adore me the way Irish people adored Conor McGregor, I would feel like I have made it in life. Actually, I would feel like I've definitely made it in life. And at that point, I could just die and go peacefully and be happy with what I've achieved in my life, right? So, anyway, guys, I'll see you on the next one. Thank you for watching. Peace.